Okay, recording started. So far, when you start any regression analysis, you do explain the stationarity, all the tests that you do perform here, you do explain them in the results part. In methodology part, you do not explain any results. In the methodology part, you explain only what you were doing it. Then when it comes to the main body, when you move to explain the main body, here you will explain the following. Descriptive stats. Okay, you're going to explain the descriptive statistic, how many observations you have, what is the average of your profitability, what is your minimum, what is your maximum. I mean, what variable took your attention? Okay, like maybe you found some variable that really took your attention. For example, in our case, if we run it, let's say regression here, I will just put summarize. Here I can see that the descriptive statistics that I did it, I'm just going to copy it as a picture and paste it here. Okay. Here, what it makes, like, I can see that I have like 700 observations. On average, my profitability is negative. So it took the attention. So on average, I collected 50 banks. So on average of 50 banks in Middle East countries, the return on equity is negative. It's not really a good sign. Like they have a really bad performance. The banking sector, this is what you can say. Then we can go to the asset quality. Asset quality is good, but still it's a subject to the comparison. Management efficiency, it's positive. Liquidity is less than 1. Capital adequacy, less than 1. And you can see the minimum and maximum, so on. If you can see, look at the return on equity. The minimum of the return on equity is minus 539%. It's very huge. So that overall performance throughout the years of the existence that we have collected data, the banking, they did not perform well. We can say it. So this is what you can make interpretation of descriptive statistics, like you give the general information on that. Okay. You're trying to concentrate on the variables that took your attention. Then, of course, we move further. Like we go for correlation matrix. It's a kind of result that shows you an approximate relationship between the variables, approximate sign, like whether it's a positive or negative. It's a one thing. And the second thing, it can just prove you whether there is a multicollinearity or not. Like from the results from here, if we do the regression analysis, we can get here, let's say a start with, we can see it's like below within 5. Montgomery says that if it's less than 5, then there is no multicollinearity. So mean width supports that there is no multicollinearity. And we do the same thing for correlation matrix. Instead of regression, we type correl. And we copy it. Here. The correlation will show whether there is a multicollinearity if the relationship between the variables will be more than 50%, regardless of the sign. Look at the first column. 12%, 8%, 3%, 6%, 8%, 13%. Move to the second column. 21, 30, 33, -1, 14, and so on. And you move further. In here, the maximum, we can see the highest is this one. Yeah? If it's above 50, that there is a sign of multicollinearity, but still it does not give you the guarantee and the kind of secure result that there is a multicollinearity. No, it's a kind of sign. It's a kind of, you expect there could be, but in this case, it's good. We don't have any multicollinearity problem. The model we selected, it's good, like best fitted, we can say. It's a good model that we constructed, so we can use this model. Not rely, but on the reliance, we have to see the more specific results. So, I mean, we can use this model in regression analysis. And then we move for regression analysis itself. So you're going to see that there's a relationship between the variables are less than 50%. So we can see that there is no sign of the multicollinearity, regardless of the sign. Whether it's a positive or negative, we can see like the highest correlation is between the asset quality and the capital adequacy. And apart from that, variance inflationary factor supported our results, saying that there is no multicollinearity. And we come with the regression analysis, okay? I'm going to use the normal regression, guys. I'm not going to explain the panel corrected standard error. It's up to you, okay? FGLS, panel corrected standard error, or 2SLS, which you're going to use, which you're going to explain it, it's up to you. But I'm going to explain this one. Why it's up to you? Because it will be based on your model. It will be based on your results of the test that you performed it for autocorrelation for heteroscedasticity. We assume that in our model, we don't have any heteroscedasticity, we don't have any autocorrelation, we don't have any multicollinearity. In your case, if you have it, then you have to use one of them. Then you do for endogeneity test and so on. Am I clear? Okay, this is the results I'm going to interpret. So I will pay attention to the following variables as we did it before. These p-values, this part at the end, and this part. Now, be careful. Specifically, the main part of the explanation, how it should be. We do not explain it like econometrical explanation. We don't give hypothesis here. Hypothesis should be provided in the methodology or the literature part. But in here, we do just explain the impact. So how it works, I'll show it to you. Okay, I will go to here, open the phrases that I have provided to you. I'm going to use some phrases from here to see. Results, okay? Data reveals that, notably, the results indicate, okay, significant correlation was found between, you can use for the correlation matrix this terminology, okay? But you can search in the Google more phrases. There are more phrases are available, but it's not limited. Highlighting the key trends, okay? It is evident from that finding is that several notable patterns emerge. Okay, very good. Now, I will start from here. The data results reveals that asset quality has positive effects on profitability. And it is statistically significant. At what percent it is significant? Asset quality has a positive effect. So it is statistically significant at 1%. In other words, if %1 increases in if SEQL, like asset quality, increases by 1%, ROE will substantially increase by 0.38%. These findings is consistent with Furu et al. 2023. Of authors, yes. The literature that you have written it.
They are the same.
Why did you write the literature review? To choose the variables. So you're going to select the variable. If you selected those variables which are not in the literature, you will complicate your job. The ideal, you have to select those variables that are already selected to show that your result is different or not. And it could be the case you have some variables which are not used before. Then you don't compare with anything else. However, this is not end here. You have to give the justification why the asset quality has the positive relationship. Where banks lend more regardless of creditworthiness of the borrower. Where the banks lend more regardless of the creditworthiness of the borrowers. As a result, interest generated on loans will increase. So this is the explanation why the asset quality has got the positive impact on profitability. Who gave this explanation? Furu in his article. Furu explained it and we are using his words. But we not copy and paste. We just paraphrase it the way he explained it. You can do it. Still, you can give your own explanation. Saying that, but I think it was in this way. Yeah. You should use the same variables, but you should not limit yourself to those variables they used it. If they, let's say they use 6 variables, maybe you can use 4 of them and add your own variable, which was not used by them. Yeah. For example, I don't know, do you use like Mendeley, or you're using another reference software? Do you use any other softwares that for citation? Okay, there's something I never heard about it, but the popular one is the Mendeley. Do I have it here or not? Yes, I have it. I'll show you how it works. It's really wonderful. I'll show you why, because it will save your time in preparing the references. Okay, this is my like literature that I used it. So if you open the Mendeley, this is your literature. All literature will be here. All yours literature that you have saved. Like this is your small database. Let me just again. Now in the Word, you go here, there's a reference. It should be here. Add-ins. So it will be installed here. It's done. Get started. So it will ask me to sign in. Just I'm going to illustrate to you to make your life easier. Okay, now, for example, instead of Furu, I'm going to put another author here. Okay. Let's say I already selected, I already just shown, sorry Furu, I erased your name. I want to select, let's say, Modigliani and Miller. Okay. And I want it to be, or let me go with this. Does the IFRS 16 matter in determining the profitability of the airline industries? Okay, I want to use this one. You see here, insert citation. When I press on this, it will cite the reference in a style that I gave the command in at the beginning. My style citation is APA style, where you can change it and play with it, okay? Here, insert bibliography and more options. In here, you can change the style and everything. Harvard or whatever you're asked. Here, this is the like APA style at all and everything. You don't have to do anything else. The good thing is that I want the references to appear too. For example, I have a, let's say, references part here. So I want like reference style to appear here, the source, okay? Where does it get, where does it come from? I put it here. Here you can change the style and everything, references. And where's bibliography? Let's say this one. Okay. Here. You just press insert bibliography. Once you press it, next time, whenever you cite anything, it will be automatically inserted. Here. Let's say I want to put here more references. Another one. Insert. Second one appeared. And it will list it by order. Okay, alphabetical order. Let's say I want to add one more reference here. I'm going to put one more reference here. So as you can see, it increases and increases. And it will go by order. And you don't have to go at the end, collect all your references. It will be just ordered and inserted automatically. Okay, Furuk, come back. So this is inserted here. And we assume that the reference is inserted automatically too. Now we go here. So what you can do, for example, how can you add the literature review here? Here, add new. Either you add the whole article, like go and select the files. Let's say I go here to article data. I don't have it here. I think it's here. It should be in the past, all articles. Here the articles. I can, let's say I select one article, open it, so it will appear here. So the first article is inside. Or you can just select by manually, putting the DOI number. So you can add it by DOI. And the Mendeley is for free. I do advise you to use it, okay? Like use this artificial intelligence to go with it. Okay, then we continue. We can see that management efficiency and the liquidity, they don't have any impact. Yes, you can see it. It's not significant. We say that management efficiency and liquidity do not have any impact on ROE. That's it. You don't have to explain anything. Okay? They don't have any impact on that. Then I move further, like capital adequacy. My capital adequacy has positive. Furthermore, I will like abbreviate or capital adequacy is capital adequacy exerts positive impact or influence on profitability. And it is statistically significant. Okay. At what percent? At what percent it is statistically significant? 5%. It's significant at 5%. Okay. So more as the banks decide to expand their businesses. So first of all, what is the capital adequacy? Is how much capital they have it, the banks. If the capital adequacy increases, the profitability will increase too. Increasing by 1% of the capital adequacy, the bank profitability will increase by 0.6862%. If bank increase cap adequacy by 1%, ROE will grow by 0.62%. As banks decide to expand their businesses, more return will be generated. Here you can mention one resource. Maybe this explanation comes from any of the resources, okay? Let's say here, this one. Just making up, almost full, okay? So this guy gave this explanation. So in here, you don't have to say that it is consistent or not. So it means you're already comparing. The idea is that your results should be compared with the previous studies. And one thing you should not forget, the theory that you selected, that you're going to test it. Let's say I selected the theory of economies of scale, okay? Which means if you increase the production, you will bring more profits. These findings go in line with economies of scale paradigm or theory. Okay? Or it doesn't go. Okay, in here it goes because increasing the production, increase the profitability. Increasing in size, it increase the profitability. As you become more capitalized, more return will be generated. Then we move further. Unemployment, coming to the macroeconomic data, we can see it doesn't have any impact, okay? However, unemployment does not influence profitability. And the last one we explain is government stability. On the other side, government stability plays crucial role in determining the profitability, profits or returns of banks in many regions. If Government improves and apply more policy in terms of stability, profitability will increase by 0.02%. This result is consistent with findings of, I will insert here, so this time I cannot mention it. Yeah, just example. I use this profitability like political stability, government stability. That's why I mentioned mine. Okay. And we can see here. And whenever you just compare with the author, you have to like cite it in this way. Now, I explained the results, but I did not explain the validity of the model, like R square, the best fitness, and so on. Then as a separate paragraph here, I will explain the following. Based on the results, what do you mean number of observations?
Profitability R squared. In this paragraph, we should write an interpretation our result for number of observation. Yeah?
No, we don't write about the number of observations. We are writing about the R square. We are going to write about the probability of F statistics. Separate paragraph. So as based on the results, the whole model is validated or best fitted. The whole model is validated. And R square, it's like 4% only. 4% changes in dependent variables can be explained by independent variables. Sorry? It could be the case. It could be the case.
Like if from 6 I only have one, which is
Yeah, then that means, and based on that, you're going to give the recommendation. So by independent variables. Okay, we explained each variable, each model, everything is explained. Now, this is like empirical results that you're supposed to do it. I will save it. Like this is how everything should be explained. How I expect from you at least to be explained. If you explain more further, more in detail, you're more than welcome. But this is the minimum requirement that I expect from you. Okay. Results.
Details or usually included by background, after, and so on. You said, out in rather in authority like private, family, or anything.
Yeah, you explain only the whole model and the R square. That's it. The validity of the model is here. The validity, like the best fitness of the model, whether we should trust on the model or not. Yeah. Any question? Okay. I saved it. It's there. So Mendeley is here. Stop.